Stop whatever you're doing right now because Pi Network just solved the one problem that's been keeping us off Binance and every major exchange. For years, exchanges have rejected Pi because they couldn't verify our users were real people, not bots. They needed on-chain proof of legitimate activity and regulatory compliance, things Pi simply couldn't provide. But the Sign Protocol partnership changes everything, because it gives Pi the ability to issue cryptographic attestation tokens that prove each pioneer is KYC verified and real. This isn't just another announcement. This is the missing infrastructure piece that transforms Pi from an unverifiable social experiment into an exchange-ready cryptocurrency with bulletproof user authentication, Make sure you follow my Telegram and Facebook page links in the description, where I share the exclusive analysis and insider updates you won't find anywhere else. Listen, I've been covering Pi Network for years now, and I'll be straight with you. There have been times when even I questioned if we were chasing a dream, The delays, the endless KYC process, watching other projects launch and moon while we kept tapping our phones daily. But this Sign Protocol partnership? This isn't just another announcement to keep us hopeful. This is different, and I'm going to explain exactly why this changes everything for Pi's future and our potential Binance listing. Let me keep it real with you about Binance. They're not just the biggest exchange, they're the gatekeepers of crypto legitimacy, When Binance lists a coin, it's like getting the crypto stamp of approval. We're talking about exposure to over 100 million users, billions in daily trading volume, and the kind of price discovery that can turn patient holders into serious winners. But here's what I've learned from following countless listing attempts. Binance doesn't mess around. They have strict requirements, proven technology, real utility, regulatory compliance, and a community that actually uses the token for something meaningful. My honest take? Pi has always had the community part locked down. We're one of the largest crypto communities in the world, but we've been missing the other pieces, and that's been the frustrating truth, until now. Okay, so what exactly is Sign Protocol and why should we care? Think of them as the verification experts of Web3, They create systems that let you prove things are legitimate without revealing private information, like having a digital notary that can't be faked. But here's what gets me excited. This isn't just Pi adding another feature. Sign Protocol's attestation technology is being built directly into Pi's blockchain infrastructure. What does this mean in simple terms? Developers can now build Pi apps where everything is verifiable. Completed a task? Verified. Eligible for a discount? Proven. Running a legitimate business? Attestable on-chain. It's like adding a trust layer to everything happening in the Pi ecosystem, My honest opinion? This is the first time I've seen Pi add infrastructure that major exchanges actually care about. Before this, we had promises and potential. Now we're building the technical foundation that serious financial institutions require. Let me be brutally honest about something that's been bothering me for years, Every time I've tried to make the case for Pi to skeptics, they always come back with the same concerns. How do we know these users are real? How do we verify the ecosystem isn't full of bots? Where's the on-chain proof of legitimate activity? These weren't unfair questions. They were valid concerns that Pi couldn't properly address. With Sign Protocol integration, Pi can now issue non-transferable attestation tokens to every KYC-verified pioneer. That means cryptographic proof that you're a real person, not a bot or fake account. For exchanges worried about regulatory compliance and user verification, this is exactly what they've been waiting to see, My take? This addresses the biggest red flag that institutional players have raised about Pi. We're not just talking about better user experience, we're talking about meeting the compliance standards that major exchanges require. Here's something that's been eating at me. For years, critics have called Pi a social experiment, or worse, and honestly, sometimes they had a point. We had millions of users, but limited real-world applications. We had enthusiasm, but not enough practical utility. This partnership changes that dynamic completely. Now Pi developers can build applications with built-in trust verification. E-commerce platforms where seller reputations are attestable. Service marketplaces where completed work is verifiable on-chain. Social platforms where user credentials can't be faked. This isn't theoretical anymore. These are the tools being deployed right now, My honest assessment? This is the first development that makes me genuinely confident about Pi's long-term prospects. We're moving from potential to actual infrastructure that can support a real digital economy. Look, I'm going to be straight with you because you deserve honesty, you know. I've been holding Pi for years, just like many of you. I've been through the excitement, the doubts, the frustration with delays, but this partnership, this feels different because it addresses the fundamental questions that have kept Pi off major exchanges. Your daily mining, your patience through the KYC process, your belief in this project when others called it a scam, all of that contributed to Pi reaching the point where serious infrastructure partners want to integrate with us. The attestation system will make your Pi experience smoother, more secure, and actually useful in ways we've only dreamed about, you know. My personal prediction is that if the signed protocol integration rolls out successfully and real applications adopt these trust features, we'll be having a completely different conversation about Pi's exchange potential. Exchange listings aren't based on community size alone, but on risk assessment, utility, and regulatory comfort, and signed protocol's attestation technology directly addresses those concerns. Binance can now point to on-chain verification, proven user authenticity, and growing real-world utility when regulators ask questions, which is exactly the kind of due diligence compliance teams need. While I can't guarantee a Binance listing, this partnership removes the biggest barriers that have kept Pi off major exchanges, shifting us from hope to systematic progress. Still, it's not a magic bullet. The rollout must work flawlessly at scale. More pioneers need to complete KYC, and developers must build real applications that use these features. With the regulatory environment evolving, Pi's cautious approach makes sense, but it also means things take time. Realistically, if all goes smoothly, I believe we could see the impact on exchange interest within 6-12 months. After covering Pi Network for years, going through all the ups and downs with this community, I can honestly say this signed protocol partnership is the most significant development I've seen, you know. Not because of hype or promises, but because of what it actually delivers, the infrastructure foundation that Pi has been missing. Will Pi get listed on Binance? I believe this partnership puts us closer to that goal than we've ever been. It's not guaranteed, but for the first time I can see a clear technical path from where we are to where we need to be. The sleeping giant isn't just waking up, it's building the tools to compete in the real crypto market, you know. To every Pi pioneer watching this, your persistence is about to be tested one more time, but I genuinely believe we're in the final stretch. The daily tapping, the waiting, the believing when others doubted, all of that brought us to this moment where serious infrastructure partners see Pi's potential. If this analysis helped clarify where Pi stands right now, smash that like button and let me know in the comments what you think about this partnership, you know. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell because the next few months are going to be crucial for Pi's development. Follow my Telegram and Facebook pages in the description for my unfiltered thoughts and exclusive updates that I share with our inner circle. The Pi revolution is getting real, and I'll be here documenting every step of this journey with you.